I haven't talked about a TWID or This Week in Destiny article in a long time, but I figured this is probably a good week. Grab some other Bungie stuff so it's more like a TWAB. And just talk about it because we're leading up to a new expansion for Destiny 2. That's pretty big. And the other big Bungie news is Marathon is delayed indefinitely. It's still probably gonna come out at some point. We just have no idea when. But you know what isn't indefinitely delayed? Well, the new flavor from Advanced GG, Margarita Lime Limited Edition, okay? This will only be sold during the summer, and it's pretty limited. Like, they're not expecting it to last 2 months. So if you want it, go grab it now. If you're thinking about asking if it has alcohol, it doesn't. But it is the hydration formula. You know, it doesn't have caffeine in it or anything like that. So, I mean, if you wanted to mix it with alcohol, you know, you're not running into some risky business with caffeine and alcohol together, if you're interested in that. Anyways, if you're thinking about picking up the Margarita Lime hydration formula from Advanced GG or any other flavors, go check out my link down below and use my code Spycer10 for 10% off. And, you know, I get a kickback from that. It's a great way to support me and the channel, along with getting you some high-quality beverages. Back to Marathon and Bungie stuff. Marathon at the moment. Well, actually, we do know some dates it won't come out. Like, I doubt it'll come out any day that starts with September and ends with 2025. So I think we can rule out that month, and probably any month between now and then. But yeah, it's delayed. They're gonna hopefully add like more weapons, probably maps, different encounters to find new loot that's more valuable and better, and things like that. And they're gonna continue alpha testing. So if you were able to get into the alpha, which I wasn't, you'll be able to play more Marathon in the future before it comes out. So that's cool, I guess. Presumably the lack of an NDA will continue. I don't know. Anyways, let's get to Destiny. The real meat and potatoes of Bungie at the moment is Destiny. It's not what gets the views, though. Shitting on Marathon will get you like 20 times the views. Talking about Destiny 2 will, like, straight up. Let's be real. But we're not here today to talk about how negativity cycles on the internet spread and, you know, reach their claws into our psyches and all the negative effects of that. We're not here for that right now, okay? Let's talk about the TWAB a little bit. Of course, we got some Rise of the Nine stuff, which we're getting engrams with old cosmetics. That's pretty cool. What's not very cool is they're showering us with loot, and why that's not cool is it doesn't matter. None of it matters, because it's all getting reworked to the extent that, you know, the new loot is so much better that it's basically a sunset, which, compared to sunsetting from Beyond Light, this is much more acceptable of a way to do it. So, you know, I'm fine with massive loot overhauls that make all my old stuff irrelevant, so I have to work to upgrade my characters. I'm fine with that. That's whatever. But the real, actual, true meat and potatoes of this TWID was exotic changes. Mostly changes to melee damage. Realistically, a majority of all the changes to exotics were melee damage, but in general, damage stacking was very much honestly improved, because a lot of the times they would just take the larger buff and not take into account the other ones. Now it's additive. So say you have two buffs that add 50% melee damage. Now they're both going to add up together to be 100% bonus melee damage. We had insane buffs to some of our our exotics, especially regarding melees. But I don't want to talk about exotics. Just for a quick second, I want to talk about the fact that glaives are being buffed. Glaive melees are across the board being counted as uncharged melees. So if you want a Winter's Guile build, you can do that. If you want Synthoceps build with glaive, you can do that. Triton Vice buffs glaive so much, and it'll also work with other uncharged melee buffs in your build. That is huge, absolutely massive. There were other changes like Fellwinter's Helm. The weaken on it got buffed. They reworked Dragon Shadow and Speedloader Slacks. Now Speedloader Slacks refills ammos that are weapons that are stowed while Dragon Shadow doesn't. And Speedloader Slacks buffs your allies more. Fucking Phoenix Cradle sunspots are better. Oh my god, what's the toes? The toes exotic. The Warlock exotic where you just show your toes off and it has a bunch of shit to do with rifts. Prometheum Spurs, the boots that let you have your dogs out. Yeah, that got buffed. Boots of the Assembler got some good changes. Geomags changed. There's a lot of exotic changes. One of the biggest ones to me, Phoenix Cradle, massive. I love Phoenix Cradle. I'm glad that it might be good again. Abuyant Leap. Suspend duration got increased. Actium War Rig is going to be better. Path of Burning Steps reduces duration of suspend, slow, and freeze now, which is insane. Oh my god, Blight Ranger might be good. Probably not. We'll have to see. But generally, if something deals with melees, it got buffed. Just across the board. So if you like melee builds, they're going to be a lot better. Like, they had a separate section just for melee exotic armor changes pertaining to, you know, the melee changes. So, like, Synthoceps, Wishful Ignorance, Winter's Guile, Atheris's Embrace got buffed. There is a ton of changes in here. There's a little bit of class changes, you know, here and there. Not too much. Mostly Titan changes with a couple hunter changes. Warlock just didn't have enough melee support to justify this twab about melees going over some changes. I'm sure once we get closer to Edge of Fate, we'll see some more changes to Warlocks. But, you know, we'll just have to see. But if you have free time on June 24th, you can watch the Bungie developer live stream for Edge of Fate. Yeah, they're doing another one. This one's more so developer live stream. There will be how many of them? Sorry, I'm bad at reading. Yeah, I don't think they ever said. Okay. So, this is going to be the first developer live stream for Edge of Fate. I'm assuming there will be more. It's mainly going to go over Armor 3.0, some new weapons and stuff like that. So, probably stuff that a lot of other creators have already shown off about Edge of Fate's new sandbox. So, honestly, that's about it for this TWAB. Massive changes, okay? There's a Twitch drop for the developer live stream. Forgot to mention that. But yeah, big changes coming in. Did I say the final shape? Edge of Fate for melees, which is massive. And yeah, that's crazy. We got to see some exotic changes coming up. Rite of the Nine is continuing on. And Destiny 2 looks like it's in a much better spot than Marathon. But it does seem that Bungie cares about Marathon and wants the best for it. I think the best for it would be cleaning up the C-suite of Bungie, but I don't think they like that idea. Anyways, thank you so much for watching. Go outside, you know, breathe in some fresh air, put a smile on that face, and just have some fun, you know? Have a great day, guys. Anyways, thank you so much for watching. Please like, comment, and subscribe. And if you'd like to be so kind as to check out Advanced GG, go look at it, you know? See what they have that you might like. You know, if you feel like you can spend the money and you want to, use my code Spycer10 to get 10% off. If not, maybe hold up wait for a sale. I usually post them in the community tab whenever they come up. So yeah, go check out that margarita lime hydration flavor.